Where you going with this? Who you controlling with this? You think you got some nerve? Boy, say word. Cause I'm flowing with this. I think I'm growing with this. I think you knowing with this. I'm gonna show 'em with this.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl Taisha P back at you again with another podcast episode of Trusted Transformation Station. And here at Trusted Transformation, we believe that every day is an opportunity for evolution. This is a place for creatives who are becoming to feel seen every step of the way along their journey. And I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Today, what's on my mind? For one, I just really am trying to be consistent in creating, and I'm documenting this journey play by play, step by step for you all. So that's one reason I'm even creating this episode today. It's a Tuesday, regular weekday, just working. And as I'm working, I feel a sense of unease, if I could be quite honest. I feel a sense of displeasure. I feel a sense of stagnation. I feel a sense of unrest. I don't feel the best today. And it's not because of some bodily issue. It's not because something is going on wrong in my life, like inherently, where it's like I wake up and I just feel like everything's all going to hell. It's not that, but it's more so I can feel the growing pains mounting. And I feel what a lot of people that I listen to as far as sharing their journey talk about that stage where the old life is crumbling as the new life is emerging. And the line between the two is so thin that sometimes I teeter back and forth. Like, am I still that old person? Am I still worthy of only those old things? Will this be my position forever? And then I have these other moments where I'm like, I see the expansion. I can point to it. I see the moments that are confirming the expansion, the conversations that I'm having, the people I'm coming across, the moments in my life that remind me things are still moving forward, things are still transpiring, that you can see the growth and the evolution. Why are you getting in your head about it? Why are you wondering if nothing is happening? What is it that is causing this questioning? And at least for me right now, I feel like a big part of what's questioning if anything is actually taking place is because just the amount of unrest that I feel internally, if I'm being transparent, including with my work. Not this work as far as coming on YouTube and sharing my story. I actually find a lot of joy and pleasure in it, especially now that I've been doing it and making more of an effort, because effort is ultimately what will carry me through in this season as I journey from one place to the next. But there's a sense of just I don't know how to explain it besides just disdain at this point. I feel like I've been in a similar role as far as work way past its expiration date, Meanwhile, my skills have advanced just because I've been taking all the gems that I've been given and applying it every opportunity I get a chance to, especially at this point. I've been trying to get out of that employee mindset mode where I just do what I have to do for the sense of I'm doing this work, but I don't really feel any fulfillment behind it. It's just paying the bills. And then obviously we all know when it comes to this economy, even if you have a job that's quote unquote paying the bills, is it really? You know, do you really feel like the value that you're given on a day to day, the time that you're spending in these environments that you'll never get back, is the juice worth the squeeze? Especially when I'm seeing situations in this same work environment where employees are literally dropping like flies, and it's almost like hip hop Harry voice, who's next? Like it's crazy. And I'm at this point where I'm like, I feel more certainty in who I am choosing to be at this point in my life. And I understand that these systems are falling. The structures that we once believed in to carry us through our adulthood, if you're in the career workforce, many of us are looking over our shoulder just about every day because we don't know what lies ahead and we don't know what structures are going to crumble before us or going to emerge that take away our jobs. For some, it is providing more opportunity. So I'm not going to sit here and be pessimistic about it. But I also have a true understanding that we're in a season and time where it is very risky to not bet on yourself. It is almost foolish not to. And I'm not saying everybody has to be a business owner. Everybody has to be a content creator. Or everybody has to be some type of job where you have to do what you're seeing on the internet, because I know that not everybody wants to share their life story or their opinions or things that they've gone through for the sake of putting themselves out there and obviously growing a platform, changing your life, getting money, getting exposure, but also helping to change other people's lives and helping to inform people that only thought one way about something into new ways and introduce new ideas and concepts and to help encourage other people. That's not everybody's journey. And some people are the type that I guess the work 9 to 5 format does work for them. But for me, daily I find myself feeling like I'm in a trap. Feeling like I'm bogged down. Feeling like I just want to wake up some days and be like, you know what? What else is out here for me? And just take a leap of faith. But I know that my security and safety internally will be compromised, so I don't do that. But deep down, I really want to do that at times. And I would never advise anybody to just quit their job without a backup plan or a safety net. I would never advise anyone to do anything that will make them feel uncertain or unsafe, especially in such an economy. Because I've been that woman that, for the sake of mental peace, I have quit a job without a safety net. And that first day or two, it feels like, whew, vacation. And then you start to feel like, dang, but how I'm gonna pay this? How I'm gonna pay that? And then the dialogue starts to eat at you. And then you start to feel like foolish. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell anybody to do that. But deep down, I'll be real, I am struggling with waking up every day and pretending to love this situation I'm in. And it's not even a pretend, but more so to just function. I feel like I'm doing these repetitive tasks day in and day out to the point where now I'm bored, I'm drained, I'm emotionally burnt out. I feel myself dissociating at work many times, zoning out, spacing out, feeling a level of unrest and unease. Because I just know that ultimately, this is not my end all be all, but I'm here because a part of it is I've chosen to stay in this position too long. And I've gotten comfortable with a false sense of comfortability that I know the next step for me is literally to jump. And I'm looking for that opportunity that is going to just fall in my lap. And that's not real. I know that visibility, especially at this time where we have social media and we have the internet that's going a mile a minute every day, it's not enough to just send out your job application and cross your fingers and hope for the best. You have to put yourself out there. You have to position yourself for the lifestyle that you seek, for the employment that you seek, for the opportunities that you seek. Closed mouths don't get fed. And when you have people that are literally just doing what they gotta do simply because they just have the courage to actually put themselves out there, it's really been motivating me to take myself more seriously in that way, because it's not even about who has the most talent. It's not even about who has the most connections. I remember Nicki said that, and Nicki Minaj, that is, in her intro to one of her mixtapes. It's not about anything outside of you. It's about who wants it the most. And she said, I want it the most. And I relate to that so much. And when I say it, it's not about having the largest name or anything like that either. I want the freedom that comes with standing in my God-given gifts and allowing my gifts to make room for me by positioning myself to be someone that is recognized in the arenas that I have skills and talents worth showcasing. I realize a lot of times the best don't become the best just because people know them and they have a recognizable face or they're cute and they dress nice. They are actively and consistently working on their craft and letting people know I exist. That's really it. It's a twofold thing. Consistent action and letting people know, hey, if this is what you're looking for, holla at your girl. Holla at your boy. We're doing cool things over here if you want to check it out. We got some brand ideas, some this going on, some that going on, some big things. And if you want to be seen, be heard, be noticed, be positioned, you have to first position yourself. And I'm recognizing that each and every day, which is why I'm like, despite me working right now and feeling such a disdain and an annoyance with my job situation and my life situation and all of these things, God has me like, I gotta just do what I gotta do. I gotta just position myself. I can't be sitting here. I can't be sitting here waiting. I can't be sitting here hoping. I can't be sitting here praying and not doing anything. I can't be sitting here looking at the phone. Anytime I sat here and actually did the work, I've always, even if it wasn't immediately, saw some type of response, saw some type of elevation, saw some type of movement, because literally I was moving. And I'm not expecting anything to dramatically change in my life overnight. Although I would love for that to happen. I know that for me in particular, it's important that I just learn to see things through and to stay consistent on my path. I know that a big part of why I'm even dealing with a lot of what I'm dealing with internally is not because I couldn't be wherever I envisioned. It's that I literally haven't been doing the work. I just haven't. And now that I'm like, what is the answer? I'm asking the question of what is the answer that's going to actually take me to the next level so that it can happen. Honestly, it could be evident on a new level now. And all in all, I think the resounding message that I've gathered is I just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other long enough for the right person, the right places, and the right people that understand the value I have to offer to see me. For anybody that's out there that is really trying to grow and build in any type of way, that's tired of their 9 to 5, that's worried about the economy, that's struggling to find that motivation to keep going to that job, to listen to that boss. First off, I want to let you know you're not alone, because I'm struggling each and every day. But beyond that, I want you to know that there is room for you. There's room for whatever you want to do, whoever you want to be. But you have to be visible. You're not going to get some grand, $1 million check just dropped on your lap. People aren't going to say, oh my gosh, you are like so amazing. Yet they have no idea to reference where that idea even came from to think that you're amazing. There's no work. There's no evidence. There's no point where what you had shared or was discussing was evident for that to be the statement, displayed. There's nothing to reference there. The opportunities are out there, and I'm realizing that more and more every day. But the opportunities only come to the bold. The opportunities only come to those that feel deserving. The opportunities only come to those that have in their mind, I should be in these spaces, in these places. Those are the spaces that you see the people that you're like, why is it always them and not me? They were bold enough to say, you know what? Regardless of what you think about my talent, regardless of what you think about my skill, I'm going to still do what I got to do. Because regardless of whatever you may think or feel, I have something worth showcasing. I have something to offer. Good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm just making this podcast episode kind of as a note to self, but also definitely to any of my dreamers that's been sitting on their hands, waiting for a moment to drop on their lap, waiting for an opportunity that you think you're just entitled to because you're talented. There's so many talented people out here. In fact, there's so many talented people that some people don't even know that they're talented in a particular way because they just haven't given themselves the opportunity to stretch their mind that far. Don't sit here and get complacent thinking that you're just supposed to have what you see in your mind and that you're just supposed to be this person because you say so. What does your work say for you? Where is the evidence? Because evidence speaks more than just words. People need receipts, especially in these days. People need to know, oh, that's what you want? How can I support? If you're not actively positioning yourself to show how and why you have value, nobody will ever know that you have value. Nobody would ever think you have value. And it's not because you don't, it's because you haven't been positioning. So, like I said, this is definitely a note to self. And this is definitely to serve as an encouragement for anyone that feels like they've been sleeping on their own potential, sleeping on who they could be and what they have to offer. You probably have. And that's okay, because now you know better after listening to this podcast episode. So anyways, it's your girl Taisha P signing out. Later, y'all.